All right, we had some technical difficulties going on. I don't know what is going on. This is why I haven't really been live, because I don't know what they talking about with this 5G. I can't tell you that it's so powerful, because it's either everybody in this household is knocking the 5G down to its weakness or something, because literally nothing internet wise is working how it's supposed to. So all these people that was worried about 5G, and I was one of them, I'm not anymore. It is so weak. Like literally, I've been on the phone with technical people all day, started restarting, restarting. I mean, I have no idea what's wrong with this internet. Nothing at all. Anyway, I'm just going to keep the party going because I scheduled the live stream and I'm not going to be able to come on later to do it because it's Saturday and I need to spend time with my husband. So I'm just going to go ahead and start it now. Now, as far as I wanted to be able to share my screen, so I am on StreamYard on my laptop. However, so we don't have any like disturbances or discrepancies or disruptions, I'm just going to do it the old school way, like how y'all remember me when I first was starting. Yeah, I'm going to just do it that way. But peace to everybody. Drop down where you are chiming in from. I like to see where the viewers are from. So drop your city, drop your name. I want to see y'all. Hi. Hopefully everybody is having an excellent day. It's really sunny out here. It felt really good when I stepped outside. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what the temperature is here in Las Vegas. It is, what is the temperature here? 64 degrees. That's not bad at all, especially out here in the desert. It actually, 64 feels really good out here. I would like to be the one to tell y'all. I would take the 60s over the 40s and the 30s and the 20s that's happening. And no offense to anybody that's on the East Coast and y'all dealing with that kind of weather. I definitely send my positive vibes to y'all. Some of y'all are used to it, but I couldn't do it no more. St. Louis, too cloudy, to everything. I just could not do it. But anyway, I wanted to do this live stream, right? Because I'm noticing, I don't know if y'all noticing this, but I'm noticing how there's this whole fad, there's this whole phase of where everybody, the popular thing to do is to go and get BBLs, and butt injections have been out for a very long time. Breast implants, like just go under the knife and just get chopped up and screw, like going to a chop shop. You know what I mean? Like, it's really crazy. And women are taking their, like, now, this is the time of year where they taking their income tax money and going to go get their bodies chopped up and sucked out and replaced here and put there and shot up with this and that. And this isn't to shade any woman that does that to her body. I don't have that kind of energy, you know, where I want to go and do all these different things to my body. I'm thankful for what I was blessed with and given, and I work with that. Okay, there's some things that I like to alter and change, but I go in the gym or I'll change my diet or something like that. I do it the healthy way. However, it's such a fad, and what is so crazy to me is media. This is how you know media is controlled. Now, the narrative right now, there's so many celebrities like Blac China, K. Michelle, Kim Kardashian. Who else removed stuff out of their body? Like, it's just like a whole phase right now where there's, you know, lots of celebrities deciding that they're going to go and get these things removed. Like the silicone, the fillers, the butt injections. Like, literally is causing them to be ill and sick. And some of them are speaking out and some of them aren't. Oh, sorry, Cardi B. She said that she got some stuff removed. So that leads me to think, if they're getting all this stuff removed and they're celebrities and they felt like that was going to help their celebrityism, Well, then that must mean that they're getting ill or sick and something is happening to them. But what's crazy about media is they're not even making this a big issue. They're not even talking about it. I don't even see a lot of YouTubers talking about this. And I just think it's quite ironic that nobody wants to talk about the dangers and all of these things, but they will hype up the body shape of these people that are going to put their bodies on the line, or their health on the line, their life on the line, to go look like the next person or whatever. Because to me, they all look the same. They all have that same little shape. You know what I mean? Like, I call it the ant shape, but you know, like big hair, skinny hair, big hair, skinny hair. It looks weird to me. I don't see how people think this is something cute to do, but you know, it is what it is. You know, people have their things that they, I don't know, like or don't like. But anyway, I didn't know that. Now, I had heard about K. Michelle, because K. Michelle actually has a show where she's actually bringing women and talking about them, and surgeons are helping certain women that are having health issues that have gotten these butt injections and things like that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So prior to it being really, really popular, I think it was like the beginning of it becoming popular, because, you know, I'm older than some of y'all. But it was like back in, I want to say like 99, 2000. I remember girls going to Atlanta, and some were going to the Dominican Republic and getting their butts injected, right? So it was maybe like 2003, 2004. A close friend of mine and some other friends had someone come from Atlanta. It actually was a transsexual come from Atlanta to St. Louis to this hotel, and was charging like $500 per cheek or whatever. And so they were telling me about it and stuff. And at one point, I almost went and did it. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I almost went and did it, but my spirit was like, no, don't do that. Your body already rejects, like, you know, foreign things, like, you know, birth control, all that stuff. So, like, don't do it. It'll probably mess you up. So, you know, I went with, you know, my spirit. Well, they went ahead and went, and they met in a hotel, and they were telling me like how it was, and how they like take these long needles and they like inject it with some type of like solution or something. Now I know it's like some type of silicone liquid or something, and they go in different parts of the butt, and they like literally are pushing it in there, and it's so thick when it comes out, like it literally is like, I don't know, like pushing through their skin to go in. It's so weird. And so then they have to like go get it massaged and stuff like that. I've heard of your butt kind of leaking and stuff like that at first. It's just like a really nasty procedure, okay? So they were doing this back then, right? So a lot of these women that are coming out now, like K. Michelle, Blac China, Kim Kardashian, all of them, they were doing that. I don't know if Kim Kardashian was doing it that way, but back then she didn't have money like that, so she probably was. But they were doing that back in like 99, 2003-ish. You know what I mean? 2004. That's when it became a huge wave. And yeah, these people, they come to the hotel rooms. Typically it's transsexuals and stuff like that, because they've been doing it for a long time to look like women. So the procedures that these women are going through is what really men that are wanting to be women go through and have done in the past. Like, this is something they've done underground in the black market. So these are the procedures that they're going to go get in order for them to have you know, extra in the back. But what they're not telling you is a lot of these women have died. And I know in St. Louis, they kept coming to hotels. Somebody got prosecuted because some girl, it's happened a couple times where girls have died in the hotel because they had like semen and all types of stuff in there that they were injecting these women with. And these women had no idea what they were being injected with, right? So totally like just endangering their lives to make a buck. So I ran across this video of Blac China, and she was like being very candid and real about her procedure that she was going through. I don't know if you all check Instagram often, but it was on Instagram. She did put it on Instagram, which I thought was really dope, because there is a lot of women that need to know the truth behind all of this. Like, they're literally giving their last dollar to look like these people, Blac China being one of them, Kim Kardashian being another one, K Michelle being another one, and they're not even knowing these women's lives are at risk and have been at risk. So I'm going to pull it up, and because I told y'all I don't want to mess up this video, I'm going to do it old school. But you pretty much just need to hear what she has to say. She also talks to the doctor, and she records it as she talks to the doctor so that you all can hear what the doctor has to say about it, and the nurses. But I'm going to let you guys pretty much hear this. For copyright purposes, I don't want to
my post-op to go see my doctor.
You can't really see it, so
basically what happened during the surgery. He's gonna check and make sure everything's like moving good. As I told you all before, I had got a breast reduction and also too a reduction of my buttocks. Alright, so I am a little bit concerned. I mean, obviously, I'm really concerned, honestly, because I really want to know what he has to say about the silicone that's like in my butt, or was in my butt. And I'm so curious now to see how much he took out, what was the complications, because it took so long for me to be inside of there. Should have not taken that long. So he's just basically gonna break it down to me. I'm gonna record it because I want y'all to like know, you know what I mean? Yep, I mean, and it's crazy because you hear these stories all the time of people, and even like other celebrities that have came out and said, hey, you know, I had got butt shots and shots, and this happened to my body, and it rejected, and they had to, in some cases, they had to actually remove like their whole gluteus maximus. So thank God that I didn't have to go through that, and he was able to pull out as much as he could. But I'm not the doctor, so I am about to get some answers to these questions, and I'm gonna take you guys along the ride. Alright guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all like the blessings and the prayers. You know, it really means a lot to me, and this part of my life is like really important. You know, I'm changing, you know, and I want to grow old with my kids. I don't want to be, you know, deceased. I want to be with my kids. I want to have grandkids. I want to, you know, further my career, other things that I'm doing. And I just really feel like this is just really holding me back, you know, and hopefully it will not hold me back anymore. And I'm still on my journey. Kind of nervous. We just pulled up here to the doctor's office, so I will let you all know what he says. I'm gonna record it. All right, bye. Okay, so I just got to the building.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop it really quick.
Thank you.
So what she was saying is that, you know, there's like a lot of dangers with, you know, the injections and stuff that she has in her body, and she wants her health to be right so that she can stick around for her children and things like that. She's headed to the doctor right now while she's actually doing this video, but she's going to talk to some of the nurses, and they're going to literally tell people like how dangerous this is. At one point she said that the machine where they're like going in to like take the silicone out, I guess they have to suck it out or something, it broke in the middle of them sucking the silicone out of her, like, which I thought was just crazy. And I'm like, this is wild. Like, why aren't they making it like a big thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this not something that they are widely spreading around for people, but that just goes to show how much they don't care about whether you live or die or live or are deleted or anything like that. They really just care about the money, bottom line. You know what I mean? And even when it comes to like media making a big deal of it, this isn't something that they want to make a big deal out of, because the whole agenda was so that women did this. So she's going to talk to the nurse.
What's up with the silicone? Oh, say hello. Yeah. Is anyone else helping me? Say hi.
Yeah, so what happens is when you inject silicone into your body's very smart and starts to create scar tissue to protect your body. What happens, the liquid becomes balls, like boba balls. So when you start sitting down, sometimes you get pain. As more scar tissue builds, you create what's called a granuloma, and that's bad for you because that can create cancer. And be careful for the pump parties. Pump parties is the thing. You go to a hotel, you get a nurse that injects you illegally, and they put a bunch of silicone. That can be very, very bad for you, not just for your body, but your health overall. So.
Thank you. I feel like, honestly, people need to know about this. So y'all need to know about this, because this really, at the very end of the day, can lead to death. Like we have one body, y'all. Like it's not that deep. If it's not coming from a certified doctor, surgeon, just don't even do it. Don't do it, because you only have one body, people. One. You got to take care of it. So I'm waiting for the doctor to come in now. Thank you so much for sharing that and being honest and open.
Okay, so as you can see, that was one of the nurses that's at the place saying, like they go these pump parties, and then the silicone that they're actually injecting through these, needles and stuff like that. They're forming like balls, and then what happens is the body's defenses is foreign to the body. So then the body starts creating these clots and starts forming around the balls, like, you know what I mean? Because it's a defense. Your body has a natural defense mechanism, and so it's foreign objects inside the body, and the body's trying to fight it. And it's crazy. So here's her doctor speaking with her now. So I'm gonna let you guys see this.
Good.
Nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
We're going to check and see how you're doing.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about some things and everything like that, just on your healing, see how you're healing and everything. How's everything going? Okay.
Okay.
So come on in.
Okay. All right. I'm scared.
So this is the office that we're using until our office is done. You know the office? Well, wait till you see it. I want you to see everything. It's very, very nice. It's called Aesthetic Surgical Institute and Med Spa.
Yeah. I'm going to be in there. Listen, you guys, I've been coming to Matlock for 10 years. And this is the only person that I'm going to let touch my body. And that's it. That's all.
So, listen.
So what's ironic to me is this is the doctor that's been putting the fillers in her, not the butt injections, but the other stuff.
Yeah. When do you want to do this?
And now she's going to him to take it out. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, it makes no sense.
I'm gonna sit here. Okay, let me put it right here. Sorry, guys. Moment of truth, you guys. Moment of truth. Let's see.
I chopped up. Actually, they're gonna give me I'm gonna send you what I was able to.
All right, he's not talking yet. I'm gonna wait till he start talking. But she said, I'm amazed how these celebrities want their real bodies back all at the same time. I was thinking the same thing, and I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. I just want her doctor to talk so you guys can hear it.
I want to really make a point. I think you're doing something very, very good, okay, and noble to let people know, because of your influence, you can really reach a lot of people, really help a lot of people. You save people, save lives. So it's very important. I try to do it. I try to let the patients know, but but I mean, I see so many things. I see so many things. I see so many bad things with these injections, you know, and with these illegal fillers, and people really don't understand how serious these things are. So what I did, I went to a neighbor, talked to a neighbor who's a big gun enthusiast, okay? I asked him to loan me a 9mm bullet. He gave me a 9mm bullet. Okay? So the point that I want to make, I think none of the people out there who have gotten these illegal injections or who are considering the illegal injections would let that injector take this bullet, put it in a revolver, spin the cylinder, and put it to their head and pull the trigger. Okay?
Right.
Russian roulette. Who's ever doing those injections, having the injections, had the injections, or considering the injections, are doing just that, plain Russian roulette.
Yeah.
So that's the seriousness of it. I mean, that's what I want people to understand. You know, don't do it. We try to tell them, don't do it. This is dangerous. They're not medical people. They're just somebody who's out there doing these things. They're going to the hardware store. They're getting an illegal product that they're using for construction, taking that, getting a syringe, which is illegal for them to have, getting needles, which are illegal for them to have, and going into the buttocks and injecting. I have seen MRIs where people are even injecting into the muscle. So the thing that people have to understand, well, how could you die? You can die simply from the fact of that needle entering a vessel, and it's over. That's what they need to understand. Do they know the anatomy? No, they don't know the anatomy. Do they understand the anatomy? No. Do they understand the risks? These people who are injecting? No, they don't. All right, so it's really incumbent upon us to help to inform those people out there who are thinking about having this stuff done. You know, the best thing for you to do is to use your own fat. The safest thing is very, 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 very safe. Use your own fat. It's better if you're concerned about money or if you want to skimp on money, I would say don't do it. Just don't do it, you know?
I would just say don't do it at all. But anyway, he said it's better to use your fat, your body fat. A lot of these girls, you can tell they ain't never had no body fat for real. They just wanted a big old behind, didn't have no fat to suck out from nowhere else, to put nowhere else. And even with the BBLs, these women are dying on the table. So, whatever he talking about. But anyway, I just wanted y'all to hear that from Blac China and her doctor. Now, this is really a good comment, not to change the subject, but I noticed that with Amber Rose and Brittany Renner, all of a sudden these types of women have a moral compass and looking past superficiality and realizing the deeper, and then she put, meaning of life. You know, honestly, I question everything that they are really putting out there through celebrities. However, you got to understand, sometimes they do snap out of it and be like, what have I done with my life? Like, I literally sold my soul. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? Like, some of them do have an epiphany or really snap out of the drugs and, you know, the limelight, or honestly was dumped on they behind from the limelight, because to be honest, Amber Rose was dumped off like some trash. Same with what's her name, Blac China. All them been dumped to the side like some trash because they done been through the industry, been ran through. So really they don't have no choice but to sit there and self-reflect. So a lot of the times, yeah, they've been used up, washed up, and rinsed out, and there they are, just like lifeless, don't have nothing else but to reflect. And then they end up having children or something like that, and that makes them self-reflect. Like, I mean, it happens, you know what I'm saying? And what's so crazy to me is how the body shaming is so prevalent now, right? So at the same time, these women are going to remove this stuff. They're not making a big deal out of it, but there are like now men and women pushing the agenda like that the beauty standard is these fake shapes. Like, really, no real woman was ever born in that shape that they're shaping these women as. And who actually put that beauty standard out there? Who's behind that? Like, somebody had to, some evil, deceptive, sick individual had to create this beauty standard for a reason, okay? Because this is not natural body shapes, all right? However, it's like now so-called the beauty standard, and I don't know who made that the beauty standard. They were literally underneath there dogging out Megan Good because she's naturally slim. I've seen Megan Good since she was a little girl. She ain't never been no big woman, no thick woman. She's always been a slim woman with some curves, little curves. That's how Megan Good has always been. All of a sudden they saying she lost too much weight, she this, she that. It's like, no, she didn't. She go up and maybe a few sizes up or a few sizes down. I do the same thing. It's just what it is. When you slim, you really can't keep weight on you like that. You have to work out, eat a lot, or eat a lot of protein and things like that, and build muscle in order to keep some type of weight. Like, that's just what it is. Now they body shame her, saying she too skinny, because everybody is looking to these standards of like Cardi B and all these people as being the beauty standard. And all of them had injections and breast implants and plastic surgery and BBLs and everything under the sun. Like, these people have been chopped and screwed, like I said. The only way I knew about Cardi B doing it, and she didn't make a lot of noise about it, and she really ain't got that much work taken off of her. To be honest, she did a little, well, so she said. I don't even believe she did it, but she said that she got some work, some of that stuff taken out. But then at the same time, she's promoting McDonald's, which we all know is literally deletion burgers and fries. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. Her and Offset, like, y'all that hard up for money, like, y'all gonna literally push this on your community. But I'm not surprised, because look at her music. She pushed her music on this community, and okay with other children listening to it, but don't want her own daughter to listen to it, or son. So that's just the type of person that this woman is. But she said that she had some work, some fillers and stuff taken out. I don't see it, but that's what she said. Megan does look really, really good. She looks amazing. She looks healthy. She looks like she's glowing. She's happy. Whatever was going on in that marriage, she hasn't disclosed so much, but she probably was going through it. Remember, the church was tearing her apart and judging her and being very judgy towards her, because she was married to her husband, which was, you know, a traveling preacher or minister or whatever he was. So yeah, but I'm trying to find this other video, and then I'm gonna play this because I posted this actually on Drea Talk on Facebook. If you all haven't went and followed Drea Talk on Facebook, go follow Drea Talk on Facebook, y'all. I'll be going live on there a lot, and I'm gonna show you all, we'll let you all hear a video that I did post in regards to that, because this just needs to be something that people talk about.
It was on the black market, but I went to a person that was well known in my music circle. He was not a doctor. He does this in a hotel room. He told us that it was jail, some type of jail or whatever, when it was actually free-floating silicone in your body. So I didn't have any real symptoms until like 5-6 years later. I started to look like an ant, and one morning I woke up and my legs gave out.
Really?
Just out of the blue. I just woke up and fell.
So that was K. Michelle. You heard her. She said, I started to look like an ant. She said that she just woke up one day and her legs gave out on her. So that was her scare. You know, like, she really kept on going. And next thing you know, her legs giving out on her. So that's why she went ahead. But you heard what she said. It was 5-6 years since she had the shots. So it's about that time for a lot of these women. It's about 10 years for a lot of these women. 10, 20 years for a lot of these women. So it's about that time. She said I probably go on Facebook 4 times a year. Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, just keep catching me on this. Misunderstood 89. But she said, I've said this yesterday, Tracy. I've said this yesterday. Many women in America are programmed to be a certain way. Women don't have their own minds and their own way of life or beliefs because of what the media tries to feed. Yeah, a lot of women are so dead set on looking like these celebrities, doing what these celebrities are doing. And like I said on my live stream on Facebook the other day, listen, y'all don't understand that propaganda is like these people's biggest way to make money. This is commerce, right? So a lot of the times when y'all seeing these celebrities and stuff together, like Sierra Russell and J&B, it's all money. It's all for they're placed together, okay, based off of the standard of what they feel like people would want to see, what people would believe, things like that. Behind closed doors, half these people don't even like each other, okay? They do it for the fame. They do it for the look of things. You got to remember, Sierra music ain't been popping and it still ain't popping. Even with that Get Your Money Sis song that she didn't release, acting like a single woman the whole time since she released it, I guess to sell the song. But you're literally supposedly married. And if you go on her husband page, he don't even have any of those pictures on his page of her like that at all. She's fully clothed on all his pictures on his page. That lets you know what he really likes and what he don't. Because if he was okay with it and he liked it and he was proud of her for that, wearing that, he would have posted it on his page. He didn't. Okay? So you notice though that she's been extra like fleshy since she's releasing this album, because I guess sex sells, and so she's willing to do that just to sell an album. But girl, you need to be like really satisfied with the fact that you are with Russell and that he's the reason why you've been able to make money and been able to sustain your livelihood, because that music ain't popping like that. It really ain't never been popping. You've never gotten like a Grammy or anything like that for your music, because really it's just okay. And I'm not shading her, like I like her music. I'm just saying up to the standards of real singers and people like that that are really talented, it's not cutting it. So the labels aren't really supporting her music like that. So right now she's deciding, okay, I'm going to choose being half naked to sell my music. And to be honest, to me, I think that to fit the narrative of Future, because they still refer to her and Future as being together, to fit that narrative so that people are still like guessing and wondering how Future feels about this and how is she doing this for Future. I really honestly think that she plays into the factor of doing all of this so that everybody is saying that she's doing it for attention, for Future. They've been saying she's for the streets and all of that. Well, she's playing into that mold, because y'all got to remember, they're actors, they're actresses. They have to play a certain role according to their characteristics of how they've already built these celebrities to be. So a lot of this stuff is staged, and y'all got to understand that people are really feeding into these celebrities, and literally they placing these people together. Y'all done seen them shows and movies where they sit up here telling the truth about how they place these people together and have them date and all this just to bring some type of fame and get them more fans and all of this stuff. It's still the same. It ain't changed. It's still the same, y'all. So don't let these people fool you and have you so discombobulated with all this stuff. But however, back to the fake body parts, all these people are literally celebrities are going and they're getting the stuff out of their bodies, yet everybody is still pushing the same beauty standard that Blac China stood for, K. Michelle stood for, Kim Kardashian stood for. Somebody else removed. It wasn't just Kim Kardashian, it was somebody else. Oh, you want to know who the first person was that removed this stuff? J-Lo. And J-Lo, supposedly hers was real, and she removed fat from her behind. Okay? She was the first one started removing stuff and slimming it down, even though it wasn't, from what I know, fake, or from what they said. But she was removing fat from her behind to be slimmer and smaller, I guess, to appeal to the Caucasian audience or whatever the case may be. Because, Caucasians don't really be all into that. I'm not going to even lie to you. That's our people that be all into that. and people of color that be into that. But just so you all know, like, just to go there again, these people are placed together. These people, yeah, it was her real behind. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, these people are placed together, put together, so that like, look at their kids, look at their children. For instance, let's talk about Kanye and Kim Kardashian and the relationship with them being put together, right? Because they had dated before and then they put them together again. The children between the two of them, North, the first child, I always told people, I said, y'all, they are literally and I don't believe they be pregnant either. That's a whole nother story though. I don't believe they be pregnant. But they literally are going to sell North. North is going to be on the market. Same thing I said about Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy's going to be on the market for sale. They literally already have a pack to sell these children. These children are going to be sold, okay, into the entertainment industry. And look at Blue Ivy. Her mama already got her on tours. It ain't because Blue Ivy, everybody looking at it like, oh, Blue Ivy is sitting up there really following in her mom's footsteps. She wants to be like her mom, blah, blah. Did y'all forget about Whitney Houston and her daughter already? Did y'all forget about that? Apparently, everybody else forgot about that. Because I promise you, I have never forgotten about that. And that's sad. Sad. Like, literally, they wanted her to put her daughter up for a sacrifice, and she didn't want to. They already had tried to take her out. They had already tried to take her out before they took Whitney out. They was trying to take her daughter out. She was in the tub, drowned, supposedly, or drowning, and somehow the mom, I think she went in and ended up getting her and bringing her back to life. That happened days before that happened to Whitney. And then it happened to Whitney. So I believe Whitney took her place. But at the end of the day, y'all, all of this stuff is staged. These people know that they be selling their soul. They know they under contract. They know that they have to give up certain sacrifices and things like that. Like, I don't know why people be thinking that celebrityism is all roses and all of this. Every time I listen to Mo3 music, I think about, like, how all these rappers and stuff, just last year alone, I don't even know how many it was, but just last year alone, how many of these rappers were murdered, and like 5 of them were under the same record label. It's like, that's crazy. It's crazy. And people still really be believing that these people just really work their selves to the bone to get into the industry, got into the industry and worked hard, and that's how they got on. No, they have to see who is going to be willing to sell their soul. Or some of them are even born into the industry, and that's just what it is. Unfortunately, like Whitney Houston's daughter and Bobby Brown's son. Remember Bobby Brown's son, the one that died too, or was deleted not too long after his sister? Also, they can keep it Tracy Braxton, and also her niece, before she was gone, it was her niece, and they talking about it was an illness. I don't believe that. Because why didn't we hear about it? They talking about she wanted to keep it private. That Tracy Braxton was the one that spoke out the most about the industry and how evil it was. She was the one that didn't want to sell her soul. This is what these people do, honestly. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people did. I've heard, we've always heard that, Tupac did it, and I've even heard Aaliyah did it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we've always heard this. We've always heard that they fake their death because they know that they're either up for it, they don't want to sacrifice their family, or they don't want to accept the sacrifice, or whatever the case may be. And so, or they want to get out the industry all the way together. So I definitely believe that happens as well. I definitely do. But I also know that a lot of people do get taken out, like Jennifer Hudson family, for instance. Now look at Jennifer. It's like every time you look up, she's scaving and scaving for this and that. Has a beautiful voice. Why is she not out there? Why is she not singing for real? Like, why is it now, they're just placing her here, there, here, and there? Her whole family gone. And for what? But they do that. And plenty of people have spoken out, like Maya and other people have spoken out. A lot of people that don't want to sacrifice themselves. A lot of people that don't want to sell themselves. You know what I mean? They don't make it big. And if they don't make it big, that's a telltale sign that they didn't want to sell their soul for the next step. Because you can get to a certain level in the industry. Okay, for instance, Money Long. Okay, Money Long, I love her. She's a Virgo. I love her. But Virgo's sun anyway. Her moon is a Scorpio from what I just found out. But anyway, I love her to death. Independent artist, write her own music. The fans and stuff made her popular and got her awards. You know what I mean? That can happen. Because when you're getting a certain amount of downloads and people are really supporting you, Flo Rida is another independent artist. He across seas now. You know, there's a lot of independent artists a lot of people don't know about that didn't have to sell their soul. Money Long has not sold her soul. However, what was I saying? So Money Long versus who else? It was somebody else. It was the reason I brought up Money Long. But anyway, Money Long ain't sold her soul. Okay, she's with her own independent group. But if you notice during the Grammys, for her to have a Grammy, right, for the best song, new artist or whatever, you didn't see her in any of the red carpets, any of those pictures, any of that stuff, because she's not the one that sold her soul. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Glorilla ain't even been an artist for a whole year, at least a popular artist for a whole year, and she already at the Grammys. Look at her album cover or her first photo. She covered up the right eye. You know what I'm saying? So when you see that type of stuff and she already at the Grammys, you don't see new artists at the Grammys like that. Not where they get to perform and all that stuff. Sold soul. That's how you know they gone. Already. Was ready. Quick. Oh yeah, definitely. All the sacrifices are blood rituals and stuff like that, so that they can feed off of people's energy. Of course, not only do they get the energy from the actual sacrifice, but also the emotions and the outbursts and the outcries of the people. They take in the energy of those people. So that sorrowful energy, that angry energy, like from BLM and all that stuff, they utilize that stuff to capitalize off of that energy because that feeds them. She said the industry itself worships to gain more power and more wealth. I believe that these celebrities are being played by the industry. Every time a sacrifice happens, these celebrities don't really get to where they need to be. Oh yeah, they always get played. You know, listen, every time they talked about the devil in the Bible, right? Because we all know, you know, the devil, but it's the energy, right? And every time they've always said that the devil is very deceitful and conniving. So when you make a deal with the devil, oh yes, you must expect to be played. Because it's a liar, a thief, conniving, deceitful, deception. Like, yeah, that's what you're going to get. You actually think that they have to hold, it's his contract. Only person that have to hold true to the contract is the person signing it, but he created it. So damn well he'll change the game and the rules at any moment. We all know that to be true. The game and the rules can change at any moment. Messing with the devil or a demon, you know what I mean? A demon entity or energy. So most definitely they be getting played. Like I said, Jennifer Hudson, she thought she was really gonna go so far. She really thought that, and even Brandy and Monica, they were supposed to gain something from that sacrifice of Whitney. They were supposed to gain something. They thought they were gonna gain something. Yeah, they got a little album and all that. It still didn't do hot. Same with Monica. Now she out here trying to model every time she can, and most of them are trying to make money off of Instagram. That's why Sierra doing everything she can, because that music ain't doing nothing. They not getting paid like that. When COVID happened, that solidified the deal for them. And trust me, that's how you know celebrities are obsolete, because they use the celebrities to push the agenda for the CB. You know what I mean? And then now look at them. They out here scrounging for shows and everything. They keep doing the Lovers and Friends shows. They done packed in all these celebrities at these Lovers and Friends shows. Concerts every summer. They doing it every summer. I'm talking about from SWB to every artist you can think of, all slumped together. Usher got a whole residency out here and still gonna be at the Lovers and Friends and performing. But you got tickets that go from $200 all the way to like $1,000 for a residency, and you still ain't making enough money to the point you gotta do the Lovers and Friends concert, which is like maybe $200. That tell you right there. So yeah, they all get played because all they are is pawns in the game. They don't have any control whatsoever. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I came on here and I talked about it, because like I said, nobody's talking about it. Like, all of these women going and risking their lives and putting their lives on the line to look like a certain image that is literally going to be obsolete. Because if all these celebrities are going to remove all that stuff to look more natural, like how women used to look in videos, go back and look at 1999 videos, 1990 videos, 2000 videos. Go look at them. None of this was the body standard at that time. Everybody was natural. Go back and look at them. I look at them all the time. Go look at them. You will see that is the natural body shapes. They was not doing all that stuff. Okay? I would say 98 and back, because 99 is when some girls started getting the butt injections. But yeah, like 99 all the way back, you'll see natural, nothing but natural bodies. You may see some breast implants, but the rest you'll see all natural, right? That's the standard that they're moving to, the celebrities. Watch the celebrities. They use the celebrities to play people, because what they're trying to, it's literally like, what do they call it? It's psychological warfare, basically. So what they're doing is seeing how much they're able to control the psyche of the people, the masses of people. So they utilize these things by changing up the standard to see how much people will follow those standards, so they can see how much they got people brainwashed as a mass. The same thing they did with CB. Okay? The same thing. They do it in media. They do it through modeling. They do it through fashion. They do it through music. They do it through everything. Okay? Yeah, they wore natural hair and natural looking makeup, and very little makeup, and I still wear my makeup the same way they did back then, because I'm a 78 baby. So yeah, I do the same thing, because I don't want to look plastic. I don't want to look not like myself. If I wear makeup, it's to enhance, like mascara, eyeliner, maybe like shade in my eyebrows, but over my natural hair, so because my eyebrows are thin or something like that. But these are my real eyebrows. I don't have nothing on here right now. I don't have nothing on. But if I do it, it's like to kind of enhance something, like when I'm going out with my husband or something like that, or sometimes I just want to look real cute for the camera when I'm doing my live streams or something like that. But other than that, you're not going to see me going to no makeup artist and getting my face beat. All that stuff comes from, I'm going to be honest with y'all, all that stuff comes from men that were trying to look like women as best as they can and fit in with the women, to be able to blend with the women. So they're the ones that needed the lashes, needed the extra makeup packed on their faces and stuff like that, and the dramatized contouring and things like that to look more womanly. And so women have grasped onto this concept, believing that this is what makes up a woman. And no, we never need all that, because we're naturally feminine women. We naturally have this or have that, whatever. You know, now it's the wigs and all of that, to the point without a wig they gotta wear bonnets and all this stuff. Like, it's just really crazy, the standard. But again, you gotta look behind who is the one creating these standards. Your enemy is creating these standards. So if you keep falling for these standards and falling for these standards, then you're going to lose yourself in the enemy's game, and it is exactly what the enemy want. Be happy with yourselves. That's why it's, Andrea Talk for Facebook, Drea's Talk. I'm always putting motivational quotes out there and doing motivational videos and stuff in between, because I need women to understand, like, you are the one that decide what you are or who you are, okay? Like, you have to love yourself. You have to love everything about you, because people will deem you to be whatever they want you to be, because they're probably angry inside. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people aren't happy with themselves. So they're going to pick you apart and point something out on you instead of worrying about getting their spirit and their soul together. Everybody worried about the outside appearance. Ain't nobody worried about the inner them. Ain't nobody worried about their spirit. Ain't nobody worried about their soul. Ain't nobody worried about their like their feelings and their emotions and their traumas and healing those. Like, it's like, oh, let me put on a wig, let me put on some lashes, let me put on some makeup, let me get this butt job done, let me get this sucked out my gut, and that's gonna fix everything. That ain't gonna fix nothing, because who you are in the inside is who you gonna always be until you fix that. And surgery and makeup and wigs and none of that, money, none of that material shit, none of that fixes the inside. Okay? None of it. So at the end of the day, you can look in the mirror every day and feel like you've enhanced something, but when you look in the mirror, baby, you're going to see the inside, because you know what you feel like in the inside. You know what you look like in the inside. Because the prettiest person on the outside can be the ugliest person. To me. Because I ain't going to even lie to you. Miss LaTruth or Miss Brianna is the ugliest person to me. And I used to be like, oh, she's cute. I never been like she's beautiful, but I was like, she's cute, this and that, until I started watching and peeping her energy and stuff like that. And I was like, ugh. Like, I literally can't even watch that woman, for real, without getting sick inside, because of the ugly ways that she has. And not just her, other people, like my cousins. It's a lot of people. Some of my friends, or was friends, or I thought was my friends, just very ugly people in the inside, to the point they look like monsters to me when I look at them now. So always make sure that you check your own energy and you check your own inner being, your own inner self, because that reflects on the outside of who you are. You know what I mean? And not for nobody else, but for you. Because you can run from it all day long and do everything under the sun to try to keep yourself distracted from the things that you need to fix. But at the end of the day, you have to lay down with yourself. You have to wake up to yourself. So it's always best to love yourself. Take the time to love yourself. If you're taking the time to love yourself, and you'll hear that from K. Michelle and other people. They were too busy doing stuff because they felt like it would get them attention, it would get them more work, it would make them more money. It was all for material gain. All from outer exception, because they wanted to be accepted by people, right? They weren't happy. They weren't happy because they weren't happy in the inside. So the best thing that I can say just to end this live stream is to work on you. And when I say work on you, I'm not talking about surgeries, makeups, wigs, all this stuff. I'm talking about the inner you. The best thing you can do for yourself as a woman or man is to make sure that you're happy with who you are, who you truly are in the inside. That's the best thing that you can do. Once you love yourself, other people will love you the way that you love you. But if you don't love yourself and you don't respect yourself, you can't expect nobody else to love and respect you. And that's just a fact. That's a fact. So you got to love yourself first. Before I got with my husband, I was dating myself, loving on myself. I'm talking about, it took 2 years. I had been engaged for 4 years. Me and him had been living together, everything, we broke up, all that stuff. I didn't even know myself no more. I had lost myself. I was like, who am I again? Like, I had to learn myself all over again. There was plenty of nights I was crying, looking in the mirror, just like boo-hooing my eyes out. You know, learning how to be by myself because I felt lonely without him. But I had to break that because I had to learn how to know that I'm not lonely because I'm with me only. That don't make you lonely. You shouldn't feel lonely when you're by yourself in solitude. You shouldn't feel lonely because you sitting in dinner and having dinner by yourself. You shouldn't feel lonely going to the movies by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's all because of something inner that you got to work on. You should never be dependent on somebody else in order for your self-worth or your love for yourself to feel fulfilled. Being by yourself and being at peace and being happy is how you truly know that you love yourself and you're happy with yourself. Being able to sit in a room by yourself with no TV on, no music on, nothing, that's meditation. To be able to meditate with yourself is the most beautiful thing in the world because that means that you're able to sit with your own thoughts and you're okay with it. But don't be out here running trying to be like these celebrities because they're not happy with themselves. I just showed y'all. They're not happy with themselves. They going back and retracting everything that they did to look like the so-called beauty standard. And all along, they found out that they have to be fulfilled within themselves. So be fulfilled within you. Love on you. Take the time to learn you. Take the time to date you. Take the time to sit in whatever traumas you may have had and hash through those things and forgive those people. Forgive yourself for any mistakes that you made in the past so that you can move forward peacefully and in love. And that way you're more prosperous with yourself. Because it ain't always about material and money. It first and foremost should be about health within self. And health means emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, all of it. Mental health, all of it. Work on it all. And be at peace with yourself doing that. Alright, y'all, I'm finna get off of here. Thank y'all for joining me on my live stream. Share this if you feel like it can help some people. Subscribe if you have not, if you like to see more live streams from me. And hit the notification button if you want to see my next live. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We definitely going to talk, period. Oh, also, link to my Jury Talk on Facebook. I do plenty of lives on there all the time. I really appreciate you all for supporting my channel. Peace.